Chicano lyricist. Motivation is the substance I bring, take a hit of this. It's all real, nothing frivolous. Labeling me by what you see on TV, just ridiculous.
All right, man. Here we are. Yo, first off, can I get you guys to introduce yourselves?
What up? What up? My name is Paco Mansin, Southside Diego representative.
That's right.
Yo, man. Yeah, my name is REAZN, and I was born and raised in the northeast side of Los Angeles.
All right, man. So, look, for any part of the audience who might not know who you guys are, can you guys starting with you, REAZN, can you give me like just a little bit of your background and like how you got your start in music?
Yeah, well, first of all, I always liked music. Ever since I can remember. My first love was sports. I think like most normal kids, I think. And then I think it was right after high school. I just kind of got into music with a homie of mine named W, and I actually first started rhyming in Spanish. He would tell me like, "Hey, REAZN, man, I think we should get into this rap game in the Spanish, and that's how it happened. I just started rhyming in Spanish, and obviously, probably the first album wasn't too impressive at all, but that's actually what got me my break and my recognition in the game, just being able to rhyme in Spanish. And just with my first album in Spanish, I was able to break a lot of barriers. I was doing a lot of performances with signed artists. We were probably the only unsigned group with no manager, no promoter, nothing. And we did a House of Blues with a bunch of known artists all throughout Hollywood and just all throughout LA. And then that's how it just happened, And I was, like I said, I was just always been a fan of music, hip hop music. I grew up to classic rock music, Tom Petty, Eagles, Van Halen, all that stuff through my dad. And I grew up to a lot of soft R&B music from my mom, like Juan Gabriel, El Puma, and stuff like that. So my upbringing through music was different. I didn't really grow up listening to any type of hip popular music, And I think that's what really got my interest into like the music, and that's how pretty much in a nutshell how it just came about. It wasn't really it was the intention was never to like blow up or nothing. It was just more. Just always loving the music and always calling me. To this day, it still calls me.
What about you, Paco?
Well, I'm originally from Tijuana, from the Colonia Libertad. I was born in TJ, raised in South San Diego, right there off of Palm Avenue. Yeah, man. Yeah, right in the neighborhood right there for Palm and Cochran. We grew up on a street called Chanute, which is one street down from Maitland Avenue, where we all hung out, man. Me and all my friends and stuff. I grew up, with Sonny and Will from P.O.D. and my other brother Ruben and stuff, and we all a bunch of cats is the same age, since we're kids. We pop and break the Midnight Star, Freakazoid, and go to school with our cardboard or our linoleum, but we never thought about doing music. Not until the L.O.D. came out, the Legion of Doom. They're from from Cedar. They're right down the street from us.
And for people who don't know who that is, they're considered the first San Diego hip hop act to actually come out and put a record
San
out.
Diego, LOD is the pioneers. They're the foundation of San Diego hip hop.
Shout out to the homie Mike Ski.
When we started rapping and stuff, when we started actually making music, was me, Ruben. You know Ruben, right? Chris,
Ruben Torres,
Ruben,
right?
yeah, Ruben Torres, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, me, Ruben, and I don't know if you know my cousin Queen.
Yeah, I know Queenie. I actually, little known fact, I directed him for a video for this thing called the Cipher Effect. He
Okay,
was
yeah, yeah.
actually
I
he
remember
was
that with Odessa.
right. Yeah, I directed his episode that he's on.
Sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, so me, Ruben, and Queenie we used to be a group called A Step Beyond back in maybe like 90, 91, you know?
And that was like you feel like that was like the beginnings, like the early
This is when we
beginnings.
first. This is our first
Yeah.
recording. Michael would make our beats, you know.
Okay,
Like we
wait.
did.
So
I
then,
mean,
because we're gonna dive into all these things, but let me ask you guys this, because I want to get your guys' feelings on because you guys have now seen like many changes in the game of hip hop, right? Like you guys have seen things. Yeah, you've been around for the big A&R boom, and when people were getting label deals and $1 million contracts were being thrown around. But you also been around to see like A&R cats jumping out their windows because the business was closing because of the internet and a bunch of stuff like that. What one, like I'll start with you, Reason. One, what makes you like still feel the passion that you have for it, but also like I've seen your music, I've seen what you guys are putting out, you're still like trying to push yourselves like as artists, like what keeps that going in you and for this long?
You know, when, like I said, when I first started rapping, it was kind of like there was like I don't know if you guys remember Aquid, like the banda rap.
Yep.
So we were in that era. That was our era. We were right under all that. We were the ones being televised or nothing. It was me and my a really good friend of mine named Stray Dog, and we had a group called Vagabundos, and we had a bunch of A&Rs always at all the shows from all major record labels. They used to come to our studio in Northeast LA called the Green Cadillac, and we would meet up with them all the time, and they would always tell us, "Man, we don't know how to market you guys. You guys can rap, but can you guys do like this banda rap?" And like, you know, with all due respect, that's not what we were doing. We wanted to rap like we wanted to do the whole Spanish thing and do the whole Wu-Tang thing and just do that whole just lyrical rap, you know, show the wordsmith, be lexiconic, be we wanted to be looked at differently, being knowing that we were Chicano rappers. They thought we were gonna come with the pigeonholed thing, but we didn't. So that we remember all that A&R stuff, and we also remember when it hit. It just fell off, and it's crazy. You're right. The way they all jumped out the window because they couldn't do nothing was crazy. So yeah, we were amongst all that, and we never signed. You know, because
Yeah.
it was just, we didn't want it. We weren't. They weren't. We still maintained integrity. You know, so we were just waiting for the moment. Sometimes we wonder if the recession never hit, we would have been signed and we would have done a lot of things. And the rap that's barely happening now, we were doing it 15 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, the proof is in the pudding. You can just check out the Vagabundos on YouTube, and it's there, man. You know, like you'll hear it. To answer, what was the second question again?
And the second part of it was like, what keeps you going? Because like you have seen all these things. Like what is keeping the creativity going? Because bro, you know this. There's a lot of our peers and people have hung it up over the years, right? Like not everybody's a lifer. Right now on this video, there's 3 lifers, but we understand that.
Yeah.
But not everybody does that, and I'm sure we could name a list of bodies that have been left on the road of hip hop that don't do it anymore. Why do you keep doing it? What keeps pushing you?
You know what inspires me to keep going is a tricky question because, you know, when I decided to kind of do more music, it was just my uneasiness, my soul, my being como soy, you know, just me. I've always been an expressful person, and you know, I've always been fascinated by words. I've been fascinated by expression. I've been fascinated by people's energy frequency, whatever they want to call it. And
Hmm.
I am that. I came to the conclusion that I am that, and there's no need to sleep that. There's no
Hmm.
need for me to put it to the side because of age, because you've tried before, or anything. It's just who I am. I mean, yeah, of course, I want people to hear my music and to hear my message. I think it's unique. I think the lane that I'm in is mine, and I'm proud of it. And that's what art's supposed to be, you know. And so yeah, I want to be heard, but I don't do it to be famous. I don't do it for any of that. I do it because I enjoy it. I wake up to this, man. I
Hmm.
wake up to music. I wake up to thinking of ideas. I wake up with listening to music, and it's even hard for me to listen to music and enjoy it. Like I'm always studying it. It
Right,
doesn't
right.
matter if it's any kind of genre. I'm always just studying music, the wordplay, the concepts, the chorus, the melodies, the chants, everything. It's just what I do. It doesn't stop. So I just had to come back and do it. And you know, just this time around now, it's just, man, it's more transparent than ever. My message is way more transparent than ever. I just uh, I just love doing it, bro. You know, it's something that's inside of me. Uh, I can almost say something I was born with. You know, just being expressful. And
Yeah.
yeah, in a nutshell, man. Yeah.
Before we move on from that, did you feel like growing up? Did you know because we've had a lot of people on the show talk about like being tapped into the energy and being and like learning to accept that about themselves. Like, did you know that like growing up, like you were like that, or was it in your adulthood that you really realized it?
I didn't know it when I was young. I didn't know
Mm,
that this is what I was going to be. It was until I matured as a person, mind, body, and soul.
mm.
And when you're young, you're getting to know yourself, and you're just kind of almost reacting to your feelings.
Yeah.
As once I found myself, once I found my balance, my frequency, uh, I knew, oh, this is me. Now let me hone it at a higher level. Let me hone it more. Let's do this to the full capacity.
Mm.
Regardless of age. I think there's senseis in rap. I think there's wisdom in rap. I think
Yeah.
there's a that we can open Pandora's boxes for the youth through the rap of people like us that have gone through it a lot. So I find us to be very valuable. So yeah, but it wasn't until I was older.
Mm.
When I was young, I used to think everyone heard music like me though. I used to think all the time like,
Mm.
oh man, this is hitting me.
Yeah.
And like it
Yeah.
was just hitting me in a different way. I'm like, whoo, what was this? Did you just hear what he said? But nah, people were um, always just enjoying the music.
Right.
I
Right.
wasn't enjoying the music. The music was hitting me. I was like,
Right.
damn, like, whoa, how did he think
Yeah.
of that? How did that come across? Did he really live that? My questions just started going crazy. And just, I mean, what's it called? The dude from Wu Tang. I think it's Inspector Deck. When he said this, I was like, that's exactly what I felt the whole time. Like the dumb are only intrigued by the drum.
Mm. Mm.
I was like, that always hit me, and like the drum wasn't enough for me. It had to be the
Yeah.
full package, man. So I always felt like I listened to music differently since I was a young kid, for sure.
Paco, what about you? Like, you've obviously where you left off talking about is you were talking about like that first group, but now as an adult, as a person with a family, right, your own priorities, like you've grown with hip hop, but you've also like life has happened as well, right? Like, what keeps you still creating at this level and still wanting to put out like new music?
So right now at the moment, it's like I'm having I'm having fun.
Mm-hmm.
I'm having fun with creating and not not that it wasn't fun before. It's just kind of I went through this stage in my life, where like you know, I was heavily involved on drugs and alcohol at the time, you know. Um, and there was the whole party, the whole thing, you know, like we were doing things, you know, at like high levels and stuff, you know, like eh, coming up, you know, like we're doing like, dude, we're doing like crazy shows and stuff, dude. Like, I don't know, me and Ruben opened up for Run DMC back in the day. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And,
yeah,
and it's like, well, we're like, we share the stage with Run DMC, you know, and we're like, so we're like, and then it went on to doing other stuff, you know, like, I just got caught up in the whole, you know, just like partying and stuff too. You know, I like that. I like that stuff. I like partying. I like, you know, I like the whole thing that came along with hip hop and music
yeah.
and the whole rock star lifestyle too. You know,
Right,
it was you get, you know, get caught up in it. You know, like especially having like access.
right, right.
You know, and then I was heavily involved in drug stuff. And then I ended up going to rehab back in 2016,
Hmm.
and I, you know, I made a decision to change my life as far as sobriety, you know, and I'm a little over 8 years clean and sober now. Um, I just felt like I just when I got back, I started making beats and doing all this stuff, and then I don't know, it just the it's just that's what I love doing that. I mean, I love coming up with something out of nothing. I mean,
So for you, like reason, it's like it's just a part of who you are, right?
yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
have you even because even reason said like he took some time off, but like I know what that means from people like you guys. You took some time off, but it never leaves your brain. Like you
Yeah.
never
Yeah,
stop
no,
thinking
yeah,
about it. It never. But but sometimes just life happens. You know what I mean? Like
right.
that's real. Like that just happens
What,
to everybody at some point. Reason.
All good,
T-
man.
tell me this, man. Like you were like a, you know, obviously you mentioned this like in your description of like why you kept going. Like you kept bringing up the word art, right? Like in that it's an art for you, and so being that you have an artistic mind, like when you look at like creating, do you like what is your approach? Like is it like and even the simple stuff like when do you get like a beat first? Do you sit down and write? Do you have to be in the right place? Do you have to eat the right food? Like what is it for you to create?
Yo, moving with a purpose, no gimmicks to maintain. Hablando inteligencia, so I'm compromising fame. Heavy is the pain, so there's power in my voice. Coming out your speaker, sonically top choice. En castellano o inglés, yo lo digo fresh. No compares un rapero when their Spanish is a mess. De morro en el verano, radicaba en Tijuana. En el escombro del reaco, aprendí de vaciladas. I kick it with thinkers, I
It's
kick it with
well, I
bosses.
mean, first thing, and or I just have to, I have to feel alive, man. I have to.
Mm,
I'm not a person that like does writes when things aren't going well. I'm not a person that
mm,
just can write out of nowhere. I have to channel into that artistic point of view for me. I have to channel in. And that's the beginning. After that, like I have a mission, man. I think now I could write about anything. Oh, reason write about this? Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I'll be more like a mono, you know, like I'm doing it because
mm,
you're telling me, or just because of an opportunity. But
yeah,
I try to write more, just more purposeful, more now. You know, being a Chicano, man. It's a, you know, it's an opportunity for me to speak about my people in a different lens, my from my experience, of course, right? I
yeah,
could never say I'm speaking for all Chicanos, but from my experience, and I wanted to be a positive lens, man. I wanted to be I want to open minds. I want to also be transparent. You know, I want when people hear my music, like, oh, you know, this is crazy. You know, like this guy's actually coming from a different place, and it's believable, right? It, you know, it's more than just saying, oh, let's be positive and let's uplift people. I try to dive into that a lot more. Like,
yeah,
how can we be positive? How
yeah,
can we uplift? You know, I try to use different words. I try to think of simple concepts, but deep dive into them deeper.
I
Oh,
feel
I
that.
didn't know there was something deeper about this, so I always, when I write, I think like that. I
Yeah.
think in those forms, man. I try to be I just want to come different, man. I guess the word different is cliche too, but I let my music speak. I try to let my music speak for me. I don't like to explain it too much. Like
Hmm.
sometimes, like normally, like if it wasn't an interview, I'll be like, "Hey, check it out, man. Here's my music." You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
And
yeah.
I want my character, I want my aura, I want my persona to match my music. So I hold myself in a different stat. I try to. I'm not perfect, obviously, but I try to hold myself in a more higher conscious, higher frequency level. So when you see Reason, man, I want to. He wants to come with some good music, and like you know, I don't, not uplifting, but I just want to crack. I just want to crack the stereotype of what
The
Chicano.
cycle.
Yes,
Yeah.
man. Reason
Yeah.
in the type. I was here to do one thing, break the cycle. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? and
Yeah.
and that's just my mission, bro. So when I write, I try to get into that, tap into that, and
Mm.
I don't force my writing either, man. Like if I write weird now because I do have a profession. I do other
Hmm.
things. I'm not just a full blown MC, even though I'm always thinking in my head 24/7 about music
Right.
ideas and concepts. But like I'll I'll take 10 minutes here, 30 minutes there, 1 hour here. Wake up in the morning on a Saturday morning or on Sunday morning at 5 o'clock and get my coffee and try to channel in a frequency. And it could be 20 minutes, it could be an hour, it could be 3 hours, or it could be 5 minutes. I've sat down and be like, nothing's coming, I'm leaving. There's no need to force it. So I'm
Yeah.
very weird in my process, but I'm always thinking about it and seeing whatever catches traction and I like, boom, I go with it. I don't question it. If I like it, I'm going with it. Trust my gut type of stuff.
That, yeah, man, that really
And,
resonates with me.
and
I definitely feel
I
that.
was I was lucky to be able to be the soundtrack to some
Yeah, yeah,
some of
and
his
I want to,
some of
you
his
bring it
thoughts.
up. It's a perfect transition to what I want to talk about because I need to know, like, these two personalities from two different cities, right? Right now, especially with the internet, right? Like the I'm sure you get beats sent to you. Like when once people know you're out there, you get beats, or you probably have a bunch of stuff in your DMs that you don't read or whatever. That I know how that goes. But how do you, how do you decide, like, the sound that's coming from Paco is the sound that is going to soundtrack your thoughts? Like, what is the first thing that triggers it? Like, what was the first thing that triggered it for you?
Yeah. So first of all, no me aferro, like I
Hmm.
don't get stuck on a specific sound, a specific vibe, bro. I am an energy. I am a frequency, right? And if it
Yeah.
talks to me, I'm talking back. Um, and I think, I guess in a musical sense, I don't know if of people that aren't too artistic or do music will understand it, but just when I heard Paco's music, the pockets were perfect for me.
Mm.
You
Hmm.
know, mm, Paco's beat, Paco's bounce, the way he did his beat, I'm hearing it and I'm like, oh man, I'm just jumping into these pockets and it's just like, oh, look at this bounce. And one thing, I know this is more musical, but like uh, I enjoy how I was just going after every 2 bars or 4 bars, just the fluidity of the transition.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was in, and Paco's beats were allowing me to do that. And I was telling them that, like, dude, your bounces and the pockets, they're just there for me for whatever it is there for me. And another thing that made it very fun to work with Paco was like he came with the concept and he was just throwing me beats. What do you think? I'm like, no, okay. Paco doesn't like try to force it. He goes, well, okay, here's another one, or here's another one, and then okay, perfect, and I'll write it. And this album was crazy because I will write these songs in a day or two. Usually, I'll take weeks. I take
Mm.
time writing my music, and I'll have a 16-bar verse, and I'll modify a single syllable. You know what I mean? That'll take me a couple
Wow.
of days, and I really get I really get into my verse. I take pride in my transitions, my word plays, my syllable structures and everything. And with Paco, it was easy. It also took me out of my comfort zone. Paco would tell me a lot. Trust me. I go, I don't know. This is not what I do, Pac. Trust me, fool. Trust me. You know, and a lot of good things came out of trusting him and stuff like that. So that in a nutshell, when it comes to writing and working with Paco, that's what it was. His
Wow.
bounce and his pockets, and he came with the concept. So I was just like, oh, dope. I like this concept too. Let me just do it, you know. And it was smooth. It was easy. Like this is probably the first time I ever actually worked with a producer. Most of the time is here's the beat, you do
I
the
noticed that
concept,
when
you
I
do
was going through your
everything.
catalog, I noticed
Yeah,
you'd never really done that before.
yeah, I had never done that. So man, yeah. So that's what it was, man. So it was this was actually pretty fun in comparison to my project before, my Chicano Ruins project.
Yeah.
That one took a very long. That took like 3 years to make.
Wow.
You know, I was actually a student at UNLV while I was doing that album too. You know,
Wow.
so that was that too. But yeah, man, with Baco was just easy to work with, smooth to work with. He's quick, man. Man, me and him wake up at 6 a.m. talking about hip hop. What you think of this? What you think of that? We get your email, bro. Wake up. Let's go. What's next? You know. So he was match out. We weren't even trying to match energies. The energies were just there. We have like the same hip hop schedule. It starts in the morning, ends at night, man. You know.
Wow.
Yeah, it was smooth. It was easy, and it was a great experience doing this Baco Reason project, man. So.
Okay, so Paco, he told me the story of like that energy connection. You tell me what is your personal connection with Reason? Like why do you guys know each other?
Well, like I told you, like I grew up in San Diego.
Uh huh.
I grew up in San Diego, and I left San Diego in 1997, and I moved up to LA to to be with my ex-wife. Well,
Mm-hmm.
she got I was down in the neighborhood. We was doing I was we're doing music. Um, like trying to, we're pushing our music, doing our stuff. We had our tapes, we had our CD, we had all our stuff that we were doing, like and but I was getting into trouble.
Hmm.
I was getting into trouble, and I started me and Ruben, one and another a couple of friends of ours. We came up to a show up in L.A. To go see. Went to go see Cypress Hill at the Olympic Auditorium. Car. Yeah, I mean, and it was a couple of girls, and one of them ended up being, yeah, ended up, we got talking, got a number, whatever. She got pregnant down the line. I had a son. I was getting into trouble. I said, you know what? She was going to school at the time, and I said, I was able to transfer my job up to LA.
Yeah.
You know, and so I came to do the dad thing. You know what I mean? I said, oh, it's
Yeah.
gonna be. I don't know nobody up here. Nobody knows me. I could just go up and do music. And I just go and do. I just like I basically had a clean slate. I mean,
Yeah.
so my ex was into she was into school and stuff. So I ended up going to PCC, to Pasadena City College,
Uh huh.
and I took a MIDI class. I took a business management. I took a MIDI class because I was like, okay, business. I could try to figure out how to market my stuff or whatever. And I took this MIDI class. And this is when MIDI was still barely coming out, so they had like a keyboard, and I was already kind of like trying to dabble in beats. And his brother was in the class. His brother Joel, rest in peace,
Yes,
and
indeed.
uh, and
Wow.
and and a couple of the other guys. And I connected with his brother. Me and his brother became really good friends. And and so I would go to their pad. We'd call and we'd talk, and I just and I would see Reason around the way because his brother told me, "Hey, dude, we got a crew out here, and we're just always been friends. We've been friends for like 20. My son's 27. You know, what's up to Jesse, by the way? Give him a shout out.
So
And
Jesse.
yeah, he has an album out right now too called "Can't Knock the Hustle" on Spotify. I give him a shout out.
Check it
Because
out. Check it
he,
out.
That's what's up.
he's part of the tree. You know,
Wait. So
uh,
so you guys go back, but and now bring me forward to what sparks the idea to go like, all right, let's do. Because I mean, you guys are. It's a project together. You know what I mean? And so like, there's thought behind that. There's an idea of like, yo, we're gonna do this together. What brought
it,
that?
what brought it was like a couple times I was like, oh, hey, reason I'm gonna do a beat for you. I always
Mhm.
wanted to do like his name beat, like
Mhm.
like the, like I'm gonna do the because I was like there was just one of those I'm gonna do this. I got this beat for you. I'm gonna do it. It was trial and error. You know, um, you know, one day I was coming home from San Diego. We were down there, and on the radio came the Reason song again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The original oldie. Everybody used the oldie, but then they had the little guitar loop in the very beginning. I was like, I don't know, for some reason I never caught that. You know what I mean? And then I was like, oh shit. So what I do, my process is like whenever I'm driving down the street or whatever I'm driving, because I drive a lot, I'm always all over the place. It's like when I'll put on like soul records or whatever on YouTube or whatever, and when I hear something, I email it to myself so I
Yeah.
don't forget. So I don't forget. So as soon as I got home after hearing the Reason song, I came home and I started bubbling. You know what I mean? And I called him. I said, dude, I think I got it. He said, what are you talking about? Excuse me. I said, I think I got the beat. I said, I finally got the beat for your like your name beat. And I sent it to him. And he's like, dude, this is dope. And he just told me like, dude, like what else? Like what else? What else? I said, dude, I got all kinds of stuff. I'm like, I've been sitting on these beats, like because a lot of the beats were like ideas that I had for myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like I said, I just I haven't been in the mood to write. You know what I mean? I just had fun making the music. Like making up these ideas and these concepts, and I was like, dude, I got this song, I got this beat, check this out, and then we just started building and building, and he, like I said, the reason when he came back with it, and we just had this connection of openness. We're just us. We're just doing what we do. You know what I mean? And what feels good to us. You know what I mean? And like I said, he was he's been the perfect partner for this project for me. You know what I mean? And I can't thank God enough, for us doing this. Yeah, I mean,
Well, let me give you your guys' flowers, man, because it is working. I mean, I think it's really dope. I think what you guys are creating is really amazing. Obviously, I'm going to have you guys on multiple times, so I want you guys to come on every time you guys drop something. You guys need to come on and talk to our audience. But I really wanted people to just meet you guys for the first time. You know what I mean? Like for anybody who doesn't know you, I wanted them to meet you, kind of get a little bit of the story, the background. They're going to hear some of your music at the beginning and the end of the show. But man, I just want to really thank you guys for like taking the time. I know it's late. Like we're keep it transparent on this show. It's not. It's later. It's later. All right. But we're grown ups. This is grown up rap talk right now. So we don't have a bedtime, but it is later. And I just want to thank you guys for sharing the time with me, man. I still have a lot. I want to talk to you guys about a lot of stuff, but I know we got limited time, so I want to thank you guys. Can you guys tell people right now, like if they can support you, if they've heard what you guys talk about, if it resonates with them, how can they support the music? Because I know you guys are doing this for the love, but you guys are putting videos out. You guys are putting the art out for the people to at least have. How can they support you to like make sure that keeps happening?
sharing our stuff, man. Like go check out our videos on it's Reason, REAZN, and Paco Mansin, MANSIN. We have our Spotify, we have our YouTube channels. Um, Everything's there. Everything will send you to the links to Reasons, catalog. It'll show you some stuff that I've done in the past.
Mm,
Um, we're out here, man. We're out here just trying to make a difference,
that's
and
right.
and trying to give people a fresh set of eyes on a classic sound. I mean, a fresh set of ears on a classic sound that we're trying to bring. I
Hell
mean,
yeah.
and that's what our thing is to bring you real hip hop with that classic feel, with a message, of dope beats and dope rhymes.
Yeah, and,
And
and let me tell the audience for sure, and you guys will hear it on the show. Don't get it twisted either. Reason bars the fuck out. I hear his songs. He likes to bar out, but this music sounds very fresh. It sounds like right now. It does feel like right now, even though you can tell like, oh, these people they're rooted to the roots of this. You can hear boom bap, you can hear all the influences, but it sounds like something new, and that's the thing that I'm really excited about. I know the Invisible Panchos, that's how we get down. We love that. We love those artists that like push the boundaries, and both of you guys are doing that, and it's super dope to still be doing that. That's what's really, really dope to me, that you guys are still doing that, because I hope that there are other artists who are in your positions in life that understand, like, yo, there is a route to keep doing this. Like, before you guys go, do you guys have anything you guys want to say, like, you know, to the audience, or you want to get off your chest?
I think that, like Reason said earlier, is that I think, like, for me, like, before you try to put this persona out, you know, of, you know, this either, like, you know, hard rock, you roughneck, or, you know, whatever it was. I think this time, like, we were very vulnerable. You know, we weren't scared to experiment and to share our feelings and to try new things and to you know, pour our hearts out. Reason, like, with everything that he wrote about, and the stuff that we talked about, like, you know, um was open. You know what I'm saying? I say, hey, you know, like, we have a memorial track to his brother, you know, that passed away, you know, and that was one thing when I asked him about it before we even did it. I say, hey, Reason, how do you feel about it? Are you ready to talk about it? And he said, yeah. And I said, okay, let's let me whip something up. And I think it was the first beat I tried, and it worked, you know, and you know, thanks to his openness and his vulnerability, and you know, it made things easy. You know what I'm saying? And you know, with the, you know, like one of the songs that I sent you, "The Reason for It All."
Yep.
You know, those lyrics. I mean, it's, you know, it's to lift people up. You know, for those who,
Right.
you know, somebody who's feeling down. We all go through it. There's a reason for everything. You know what I'm saying? And that's what our album is called. It's called "A Reason for It All," because we all go through some struggles. We all go through life, and we all go through things. And we're here just to make you feel good, man. If we could, you know what I'm saying?
Thank you guys, and you guys are doing that for sure, man. Reason, real quick, how can people follow you? Instagram, or where can they find you?
Yeah, Instagram. That's what I mainly use. Instagram.
Okay.
So that'll be underscore REAZN underscore. That's what it is on Instagram. You know, you'll find
And
a
links
lot
will be in
of,
the description, guys. The links will be in the description for sure.
you know, Spotify. You know, my YouTube channel. You know, share, like, subscribe, like always. You know, there's a lot of there's music on both languages. I take pride in being a rapper that can manipulate both tones, and I just kind of, I love doing it. So, you know, Spanish hip hop was my first name, so, you know, English is kind of my second, even though being born and raised in East Los Angeles, you know, Northeast Los Angeles.
And there it is, there, man. Paco Mansin, REAZN, dope dudes, dope music. Man, there's just something in the water right now, man. If you're on the West Coast right now, underground hip hop, independent hip hop, that authentic, creative, diverse hip hop, it's happening right now, man. It's going on. Paco and REAZN are great examples of that, man. So follow them, show them love, tell them Chris Sees the Internet sent you. But we're gonna have them back on the show, man. Complete transparency, the interview cut out twice. So I'm having some kind of issue, but I want to have them on for maybe individually. You know what I mean? It's kind of hard to interview like both of them on Zoom. Two people is better almost in person, I think. But we got to make it work. You know what I mean? They're not even in the same cities with each other, so I thought that was kind of dope. But man, let's go out with some REAZN and Paco. Let's see here. What are we gonna play? Oh, I already know what we're gonna play, man. You already know how it goes. Make sure you subscribe, do all the stuff, hit the alert, keep tuning in. We're gonna keep interviewing a bunch of dope people, and again, show the artists some love. That's what this is for. We're sharing artists that we love with you, so show them some love. We'll see you guys next time.
Planning out my days like a mover and a shaker. Crazy how I wake up, mind already racing. See it in slow motion cause of deep contemplation. I'm focused, care less who's the dopest. You can get the smoke, snap you out of hypnosis. It's simple, all I do is stay in my lane. Handle biz in levels, some never attained. Reason is the name, evolution is a mindset. You run with the cool crowd, me with the livest. Your style looks undecided, I can tell it hasn't been broken down to a science. Of course I'm defiant, tussling giants. You would do the same if you opened up your eyelids. Burning oil in the nighttime, riding in seclusion, weaponizing the mind.